What's poppin'? Welcome to the motherfucking neighborhood via mystical I always say illusions, illuminations. I got a fire bad B with me, New Age Ja.
Hi.
We are about to go on an adventure. You guys already know. If it's your first time here, you get comfortable. It's going to be interesting. So we always start any event with a mental stretch. Okay. So first I want to say, job, pick a number between 1 and 10. However, the number that you choose, the rules will change. So you don't know what the rules are. Just know that the rules will change. So 1 through 10.
8.
Why did I know you would pick that number? Okay, so so as we talk throughout this, I need you to shuffle your cards and make 4 piles of cards, okay?
Am I doing that with one deck or
with as many decks as you feel led? So follow your spirit. And I would say don't put any more than 5 cards in each pile.
Okay, so if I have 3 decks, I still having 5 different piles.
You're gonna do 4 different piles because it's 8. Because I'm gonna do 4 piles as well. So as we talk, just shuffle. You look. You see how fast?
Am I gonna mix the cards like one?
Yeah, mix them up like you're doing a pick a pile card. So just mix them up wherever you feel led. However many, they don't have to be in a specific order. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to I want to bring to your attention. You put your glasses on real quick.
Because I'm gonna need them if I'm looking at something.
Okay. All right. So at some point throughout our conversation tonight, we are going to mid-conversation jump to these piles, and I'll tell you what these piles are for and what we'll do with them. Okay.
Okay.
So I need to give me a couple seconds so I can get my pile, my decks. So we're shuffling as we talk. So that's the first part about mental stretch. So today we talking about beauty. So real quick, we just had a conversation right before this call, and I asked you. I said, well, if I said mental health and beauty, what would you say? And you said seen and unseen beauty. And we went into that. So I want to kind of talk about the unseen beauty. What's unseen beauty to you? What do you mean by that statement? Just elaborate. If I say unseen beauty, go.
Unseen beauty to me is felt. So if I were to look for an unseen beauty, or if I were to recognize a beauty, it would be an open heart. An open heart center in particular.
So how can you tell if somebody's heart is open? Because I asked you about your students. So how can you tell if somebody's heart is open?
Well, how do I know that someone's heart is open? First, that they're relaxed in themselves. They're relaxed in their body. They're relaxed in their physicality. How do I know that they're heart-centered? They're usually speaking with emotion, making eye contact. There's a relaxed nature, a self-assuredness about this individual. And it emanates from the body. It emanates from not just the core, but the heart center in particular. So it makes you feel like giggly. It makes you feel warm. It makes you feel just like relaxed, happy, safe, like you're healing. So this is a very healing type of aura, really healing type of energy. A maternal one at that. Sometimes it could be masked as a fragile ego.
Ooh. So pause. Wait, that's a deep one. That's a thick one. Like, to me, I understand it, but I want to hash this out because we're making this for people hundreds of years, or just for us. You like, as you would say, how can a big heart and a fragile ego, how can they coexist? Just picking your brain.
Well, sometimes it could feel like you have a big heart if you are oversensitized to everything around you. So basically, there's an oversensitivity that affects you and makes you clam up or kind of close down or shun away. It's a sensitive or out of whack ego that cannot withstand too much stimuli or too much
Mm,
stimulation. You can go in the direction of ego inflation as I'm needing to oversensitize or sensitize myself in order to feel some type of way
mm,
egoically.
mm.
There's a natural flow. It's not something that you require to work on consciously. It's result of basically a practice or a devotion. It's an emanation that you've placed upon yourself in some type of deep concentration, attitude, persistence, and awareness. So it's really, really layered. It's a beautiful picture that, kind of unfolds.
So you said so much there. I one of the aspects that I really like, or I really want to point out is you looked at a fragile ego as a big heart, and I can see that because they're the most sensitive, so they feel like they have to project and be bigger than or more than to protect their big open heart. um I like that. I like that. And so I'll say this: one of the things I loved about you as we were talking earlier is how you viewed your own beauty and your own strength. Now, one time when we talked, you talk about how pretty you actually were, and I told you that I didn't see it. Like when I saw you, I saw your inner beauty, but that's what you see too, and that made me fuck with you even more. Because you talked about like what was important to you. When you talked about your beauty, like when if we played the game that I played with Liam and I said beauty, you would have said humble. You know what I'm saying? And that's beauty in and of itself, if that makes sense. So I love the way that you see the world. People see the world differently. So I talked about in one of my videos, stepping outside of myself and stepping into someone else's world. And the way you see the world is extremely beautiful. So I had to tell you that.
Thank you. And beauty isn't always humility, so to speak.
Mm,
Beauty has confidence, and it's quite loud, really, in a very in a delicate, attractive way. And that also comes along with the softness of the heart center and the harshness of the ego. How is it that you're kind of emanating this beauty, but to be humble, I believe, is to quiet down or to smooth over, right?
mm.
I don't, I guess it depends on when we're picking and choosing that battle.
And so and that all goes into like as a spiritualist, you have to have tools in your tool belt. And I love the fact that to you it's a case by case scenario. It's a case by case. It's just like, okay, so this person heart is open for because I can tell this person's heart is open because they're the way they walk, the way they talk. But I can also tell this person's heart is open by their inability to speak or they need to defend. It doesn't look the same. Um, so what I get from that is beauty doesn't look the same, but maybe that's.
Oh no, it definitely doesn't. It's an and beauty is an energy signature.
Ooh, oh, put that on a shirt. Beauty is an energy signature.
It really is. It really is, and it can't be bought. That's for sure. It can't be.
It- because your energy don't lie. You
Yeah,
can't.
you can't really replicate something that isn't you entirely. You can mimic it, but eventually the show has to drop, and so the signature is what will speak for you.
Like I just want that to resonate with people because like one of the things I tell people is like when we do tarot and we read cards, like I pick the judgment card. That's my like you get what you deserve card. Like the universe knows what the fuck you deserve, because you can't lie to the universe about your energy. You can't lie about the signature that you put to the universe. You might be able to hide from yourself, you might be able to hide from other people, but the universe always fucking know. The signature doesn't lie, your energy doesn't lie. If you're beautiful, you're beautiful, and it look different. But and people, humans may not see it, but the universe may see it. It sees it. And I feel like when the
No,
universe,
humans see it. Humans see it. When beauty is present in that energy signature, people see it. They do, but not everyone reacts to it the same. You
mm,
know, when it attracts like a mal energy or bad energy, it's because it's so pure and gorgeous that we need to corrupt, and not everybody walks in that same essence. You see, but people, it's a hot commodity. It's life force. It's a very strong essence. It cannot be ignored. It cannot be ignored. It's very recognizable.
and and it's beauty in the small things, and it needs to be corrupted. So like for me, from a spiritual point of view, the more beautiful you are on the inside, the more you need to spiritually protect yourself, because the more things that will come to, as you say, corrupt it.
For sure. Yeah, and to corrupt it and interrupt it.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, so
Interrupt.
like, yeah, just like waste this come and waste your time and sidetrack you. Yeah, those are
So
interrupters.
kind of philosophical question. I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer to this, but once something has been, can a beauty become ugly? Can a beauty be so interrupted it's no longer beautiful?
Well, and on this journey, I would say no,
Mm,
because there's a purity to it. It goes along with it being so individual and unique to itself that once gone, I mean, I don't think it can go that way, but I think something extremely cynical and deep and bad would like really have to correct it to that point.
mm.
But even then, so I think the beauty is intact because it is of just that. It's just it.
And so it kind of made my brain explode, because you said, and even then the beauty is still intact, because that's just it. The beauty of it is that it did go into that thing. It did become that thing because of the cynicalness, and that in and of itself is still beautiful. Oh shit, that was a rabbit hole, Alice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it can transform and transmute and
Mm,
take on another form and still be beautiful. But again, it would just have to be a complete like flick of the switch, like a big jump,
mm,
Yes or no, hot or cold.
okay.
So what would make you ugly if you've gone from such beauty? Something of pure and utter disgust, truly, that would kind of taint the soul in essence.
Mm.
Could it be a behavior over time? Over time, it can be rubbed on or rubbed off, but it's just the self forgetting itself. But if you're to that point, then there's already a corruption. So,
So you were never beautiful in the first place.
I mean,
That's how I take it.
what do you want to do about it? Because there are such things as second chances, and there are such things as complete turnarounds and new lives within a life. So,
So you can become, okay. So you can become beautiful if you were ugly, but it's more hard to become, if you were truly beautiful in the first place. It's more hard to become beautiful than it is if you were ugly. If that makes sense.
yeah, so it's harder to become uglier when you're in pure or true
Pure
beauty,
beauty.
which is why people seek to corrupt it to test it. Is it really the real thing?
Ah, and you don't. And listen, let me tell you something. Mayday, mayday! You never want to test the real thing. I tell people I am just as good as I am bad. You test the wrong, you test the right thing, the real thing. The real thing gonna make you wish you never tested it, because it's beautiful. It has to protect its
It
own.
awakens you, so it makes you have to look. I mean, listen, there's a naivety in beauty, and that could really get you in trouble.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, because people mostly see that naivety and nothing else.
and or the person or the thing itself, the beauty itself is just so in such comfort that it can be over. I don't know, over trusting, I guess, or
Okay, I get that. It's like just being like a lot of people say, Leanne, you're in La La Land. It's just like, oh, yeah, hey, hi, but like, it makes sense to me. That makes sense. It's
or
just
you kind of think that beauty is present in everybody else. You think everyone is just as good, you know. Mm-hmm.
So to all of the people, because I know I suffered with this thing, because I to this very day, like I recently just got my feelings hurt really, really, really badly, because I dealt with somebody that I thought was as beautiful as me, and they weren't. So if you could give advice to someone who is beautiful and doesn't know it, or is just coming into their beauty, because I think a lot of people, if they're truly beautiful, they have to come into their beauty. They have to realize.
Yeah, I think that you'll probably spend or very from a very beginning not really understand it the way that others do.
Mm.
Because they can reflect on the outside just as much on the inside. So when people or those are acknowledging you, you don't know which one they're seeing, which one it is. Um, but so advice in regards to someone who is standing in their beauty. I'm sorry, I lost the
Okay,
question.
okay. So advice to someone who has just come into their beauty, and how to maneuver as you go along your journey.
Well, it's interesting because you don't want to necessarily close yourself off to life. You want to enable yourself to experience, but the innate and true beauty has a directive. The innate and true beauty has a source. So perhaps upon stumbling upon your beauty, you've come upon your source.
Mm.
So to someone who's just coming into it, you have received a new spark of life, and you're full of it. You're full of it. But you are in connection. So that's how a good sign that you are in beauty, that you're lit. You're lit on fire from within and from a really good, inspiring place. That you know. Mm-hmm. So that's how you would recognize it. I would say
Okay.
that's my advice. So how do you know you're in it?
Okay.
What are some of the markers of it? You have a new set. You know who to follow, who to listen to, what your source is. You know when you're going left, when you're going right. You're knowing how to discern that. You have a directive. You have an inner compass. You have a sense of life and purpose. There's a spark within you. And that very spark over time will grow and grow, and it will emanate further and further and come out through you more and more. But that, then there's so many levels, because what about just like your cousin who is just herself? But yeah, she's just so beautiful sitting there being
Yeah,
herself.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you'll begin to see the beauties in others.
And when you begin to see the beauty in other, they tell you, like we talk about soul tribe and things like that, but it's just like, and the quote, real recognize real, that's it. That's just it in another language. It's like, I see your beauty. And I was listening to Dolo, and he was talking about people who, like, and we're using beauty as a signature, people who are beautiful, like you said, think that everybody is around them is beautiful, and they have to, a lot of times that we're coming into our beauty, we have to learn, but like, surround yourself, you can't help but surround yourself by more beautiful people, like, because no matter, like, you.
But the thing about it is that you may not always recognize beauty right away, because we all have
Mm.
something within us. So I always say when there is one thing present, the opposite is true. So there's a polarity still, not to say that there's such thing as 100% like purity, or that there isn't some type of like darkness or other side to it. Um but where the other must be present, the light is still. One may not always be able to recognize it because the light illuminates, right? The beauty illuminates. It's a little triggering. As we mentioned before, there's a healing element, a healing quality to it. And most times when you're healing something, you're healing a wound, it stings a little bit, just like that little peroxide, that little bit of whatever. Like it stings, but it's like, wait, I gotta clean it. And sometimes encountering this essence could feel kind of like that because it could illuminate a little bit of areas that we don't always deem as beautiful. But one is there to reflect it so that you can become it, because it's only an obstacle to you actually embodying that. So I think a true beauty would withstand that and be able to discern or see you and bring you to that, or kind of sacrifice her role in that to allow someone that space.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so right now I think this is a good place to pause. Okay, so we are going to pick up on our mental stretch. Okay, so do you have your 4 piles?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to give everybody an opportunity. All right, so I'm trying to figure out something easy. The first 4 people who can put the first 8 people who can put Janice's sun sign and my sun sign in the comments, you win an opportunity.
Oh, wait, let's see. I can't see the chat.
I don't know how to make it.
All right, let's see.
We need 8 people.
Okay. That's a good number. 88?
8, and that's the number of miracles.
8. I love 8. I'm a life path 8. I love 8. I was born in June.
We got Lilac.
I just kind of told on myself.
We got Michi. We got Ben. Lilac. Michi. Ben. All right. Mags. All right. All right. These opportunities, she picked 8, but we might go like opportunities wait for no one.
Oh, okay.
All right, Keita, we're gonna put you down because you got at least one of y'all. Hey, Ben. Ben say, hey, Ben loves us.
Ben is smart. Ben is learning. Ben is refining.
Is. And I love to watch his growth. He always leaves great comments about me, you, and Valentine.
What Ben doesn't know is that he was the master wizard at one point. He still is. That's his problem. He doesn't. He's like, just admit it. Wizard.
Liz and always and always dreaming. How many is that? Always dreaming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more person. Come through. All right. Y'all got like 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna start our mental stretch. 5, 4, 3. You know what, Shay? You got at least one of them, so you got one too. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to take 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I take 2 minutes. You know what? We're gonna do 5 minutes. This might be a minute, but fuck it. I'm doing what Spirit tell me to do. So what's gonna happen is you are going to pull a pile of cards. I don't know any one. For 5 minutes, you have at least 5 minutes to give them a reading of how beautiful they are based on those cards. And then in the next 5 minutes, I have to read them how beautiful they are based on those cards. and then we're gonna go down the line. So next time I'll start. I'll pick up. So the next person, I'll pick my 5 cards, and then we'll tell them how beautiful they are based on our cards, and then you do, and then you read the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So Lilac was up first. So it's 2505. So pick a pile of cards, Denise, and read her and give her some life. Tell her, speak life into her, speak beauty into her.
Well, let's see what she got. Hold on a minute.
All right. She's like, nah, fuck all that.
Do I go in a row? But I kind of see the star popping out. So right away we have a star who's kind of hiding behind the scenes a little bit, a little behind the clouds. She's there, she's poking her head out. But little, there you could become a little bit more visible. You can come up a little bit more to the forefront. You don't have to be so shy. You're shining. I see you. You're peeking. Hi, how are you? What's up? Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is what I'm seeing. So you have the Queen of Cups. Okay. But then you have this beautiful duality, which means you're no fucking fool. You're no fool. You have the Queen of Swords. But with that, there's an abundance of love and spirit, right? The star in the tarot is spirit, a healing essence, a healing quality. Lilac, are you a healer? Are you hiding or unaware of your healing modality? See, there's something somewhere you've got, and I don't know if you've spoke on it yet. I don't know if you've kind of shared it, but that's ready to come out, that's ready to be seen, that's ready to be shared, okay? You are inherently beautiful. You are beautiful within and without, because look at you. You're holding this divine feminine Queen of Cups energy, but yet you're holding the precise sharpness and eloquence that is the Queen of Swords, you see. So, double feminine energy, clarity, clear, still, concise, pensive, deep in thought, deep in knowledge, deep in wisdom, deep in love. And you have a lot to offer. Look at, you're overflowing, hun. You're overflowing to the point where you can no longer hide. That star is shining, even though there's like some clouds a little in front of it, or you're whatever. It's breaking through. Okay, so the jig is up. You got to come forth and offer even more so what it is that you got. Okay.
All right. Let me see your cards, because I'm gonna read her from your card. All right. So we got this cup.
So I got Queen of Swords.
Queen of Swords.
Well, first it's Queen of Cups, okay, Queen of Swords, and then Ace of Cups.
Okay, so for me, like, you are a big bowl of love, Lilac. Like you everybody that you meet, if I take from Janice, is like everybody that you meet, everybody that you touch, like they're overwhelmed with joy by your essence. Like there's a childlike mentality to you, and people love that about you. It makes them gush with joy. Keep that. Don't ever stop that. Don't think that it's different. Don't think it's anything wrong with you. Like, that's the thing that makes you you. That's the thing that's your gift, to be the smile when people need it, to be the piece of joy when people need it, to be the kid when people need it. I don't know if you're a Libra, but like, whatever it is, keep doing that, keep pushing that, because you make people happy. Who you are, your very essence, you're the Queen of Cups. So when you walk by these motherfuckers, they just get a little joy in them, okay? Mm-hmm. So keep that shit up. Keep motherfucking pushing. Keep motherfucking pushing. All right? So that was you. All right. Up next, we got Michi. So I'm going to pull my cards. I'm going to read her, and then I am going to show them to you. Okay, Janice?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So I got the four pentacles. I got the Fool. I call these my Jesus cards. I'll read this to you before I go. I got the Six of Swords. And I have the Three of Pentacles. All right, give me a second to let these hoes
Yeah,
cook.
yeah.
Like, you don't fucking play. You ain't afraid to ever just, your beauty is your strength to know who you are and leave what's not meant for you. Like, you are secure in who you are, you're strong in who you are, and you bout that action. You work hard and you look good doing it. You do that shit effortlessly. And that's your beauty. You do it, and people will be like, I know this bitch not about to do this. And you're not afraid to take a leap of faith. You're not afraid to jump off the ledge or follow your heart to get the things that you want to get. Like, and don't ever stop. Because I'll tell you this, it gets scary sometimes when you get to some of them ledges. They get the more you're the fool, the higher the ledges get. But still take that leap anyway and know that God got you. Continue to walk away. Stay strong in your strength. Like, it might not always feel good. It might not always feel like you wanted to feel when you have to walk away from things. But know that when you walk away from things, you're only walking to a stronger version of you. Keep fucking working. Keep going, mommy, because you got it. Your hustle is unmatched. And that's your power. That's what makes you beautiful. All right. So my Jesus card says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and praiseworthy. As long as you keep your mind on whatever it is you believe in, whether it's God, the universe, like, just stay true to you. And as long as you stay true to you, like, the world is gonna keep opening up for you. All right. So this what I got, Jai. All right. I'll let you look at this card. This is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from the new version deck. So it's the inverse of the Rider-Waite.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So right away I get that you not only are you stable, like Neighborhood Hope Dealer said, you're stable and secure in yourself that serves as a safe haven for others. So there's an essence and beauty and quality to you that it puts others in ease, where they feel like they can feel safe in your essence. And you may not exactly feel like you can do it on large scales, because I see that your energy gets exhausted easily, but it's only because you're only meant to gradually feed this purity, this loving, safe, harboring energy to whoever needs it, or one at a time, almost like a baby, like a nurturing energy. So you have, I want to like say that your healing, your nurturing safety harbor energy is almost like a mother's milk, like breast milk. It's nurturing, and when you first come into it, not a lot of it comes. Like, the thick colostrum is so dense but so nutrient rich, which is a remnant of your energy field. And if you don't always feel, or if you don't always invest in keeping the peace or keeping equality, you are meant to be a leader or someone who embodies this energy of cooperation and creating equilibrium and harmony within your atmosphere. You are meant to be lead and like, not ruler, but an emanation of this essence. And so that in turn makes others feel safe, calm, trusting again, and that gives everyone a directive. So you know how to kindly put everyone in their place. Gentle reminders and placements.
All right. I loved it. I love that. I love that. All right. So up next is Ben.
Ben.
So you get the pull for Ben.
Okay, Ben. Let's see, Ben. Let me see, Ben. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so you have the Nine of Swords, Ben. Temperance. Oops. Temperance. And the Princess of Wands. So right away, your essence of is ready of attracting a young hot girlfriend. First of all, you're quite there. You're there. And I know that you feel like you're doing a lot of work, the Nine of Swords, and it can feel like you're breaking your head over and over. But this very essence, like this zinging intensity and fervor that you possess on a mental level, this intense stimulation that can sometimes drive you mad, almost a little insane. That energy is actually of your beauty, your essence of beauty, because there's a purity to it, there's a truth, and a lack of disclaimer, although you kind of try to put those in there, but there's a beauty in the way that you balance and the alchemy that you are creating between yourself and another, between yourself and others. You're quite the master of making things become or be what you think they are. But there's kind of like how Leanne, you're telling me that there is a little bit of a lack quality in my thinking sometimes when I choose to kind of make sure I remain humble. Remember, I kind of went against the grain there, and this is where the lack mentality comes in.
Yeah.
When I don't overly want to exasperate who I think I am for kind of shaming, oh my God, or something, a God like that. And so there's a little bit of a lack of love and trust and who you are, and that those aspects of yourself are very lovable, truly lovable. And you've alchemized this new journey, this new path I see. But everything I touch kind of destructs and oh, listen, that's what happens when you're Uranian and shit. Just be purposeful in your action, just a little bit more gentle, a little bit more easy.
All right, show me the cards.
Nine of Swords,
All right.
Temperance, and Princess of Wands.
You're not what you appear. And I don't know if that frightens you or other people. I think it might frighten you more than other people. So one, get out of your head about it. But two, the Mad Hatter. That's when Denise was talking. That's who what came to my mind. And let me tell you something. If you know anything about me, Alice in Wonderland and Charlie the Chocolate Factory. Those are two of my very favorite movies. The Mad Hatter was brilliant. He was a genius. He was so smart. He, like Denise said, he was like, I'm smarter than all you motherfuckers. I'm crazy because y'all not like, y'all crazy, but you don't know you're crazy. Like, that's you. And it fuck with you was just like, I know too much. It's okay. It's okay. That's your beauty. What you know and how you speak. And a lot of times, like you said, you're not like you appear. So people see you maybe and know what you know. And that probably fuck with you too. It probably had you in your head like, I feel like it has you with imposter syndrome. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. You are who you think you are, in every sense of that word. You might have to replay this because I meant it in every way that you understood it. You are who you think you are. So, and that's your power.
And more. Because we know there's an and more. Absolutely. So that and more, okay?
And more, okay? You are what you think you are and more. And that's your beauty. So if you feel slept on, it's you sleeping on yourself. If you feel not enough, it's you not feeling enough for yourself. But let me tell you, you everything you think you are. And from the amount of swords on that card, if you think you are a lot, my boy. So with that, we'll go to the next person.
Thank you, Ben.
We love you, doll. All right. So Mags, I love Mags, and I get to pull a deck for her. So I want to say I kind of cheated because as I was shuffling, some of these cards flipped over. But if I had to, I didn't know. But I will say this: I didn't know Mags was gonna be like one of the winners. So I'm excited that I get to choose this deck for her. So I got the 6 of Wands. I got the 9 of Wands. I got the Hierophant. Just let y'all look at these beautiful ass cards. Y'all know I got a Jesus card, of course. And I love these cards. Shout out to Mike. I got the 9 of Pentacles. But this is from that deck I was telling you about. So y'all know I gotta get these. I gotta look at these hoes and let you know.
Can you say them again?
So I got the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the 9 of Pentacles.
Hierophant and a 9 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got 2 9s. So I feel like, listen, everywhere you go, you like you show up like what's Nicki Minaj got a line in the song that says, "When I walk in, sit up straight. I don't give a fuck if I was late." Like that's your energy. That's your energy when you walk in the room. That's what your energy when you drive down the street. That's your energy. And when it had these hoes mad, because it's your energy effortlessly. You walk like if we go Beyonce, I woke up like this, I woke up like this. That's your beauty. And you don't know it. You have no clue. You be like, why these hoes mad? Why the world? Like, why is this hard? Why is this? Because I hear Janice because I love. So I'll pause, but I love you, Janice, because you redirect my path, my way of thinking. When I say why these people, you be like, fuck these people. I'm talking about my life. So like it's not even about humans, but you wonder why you go through the things that you go through. It's because you're beautiful and you have a lot to do. And God gives his shout out to Shanique Tarot, but she used to always say this: God gives the hardest test to his biggest warrior. So you want to know why it's so hard? Because baby, like you got big things popping. He got to train you up. Like you got to go through spiritual boot camp for this shit. But I'm gonna say this: you already know that. You got the Hierophant. Like, so it's like you know, but you don't know. You go back and forth with it. It's just like it's just like stop fighting with that imposter syndrome. You that bitch and you know that bitch, so just stand in it. And when you know you that bitch, you don't have to tell nobody. They see it when you walk in the room. They know. The universe know. You want to know why I know? Because the universe, as Josh said, it sends things to distract you, to interrupt you. And it don't do that to things that's not beautiful, that's not worth being interrupted. Hello, somebody. All right. And like continue minding your business, mama. Like you minding your business and getting your coins. Like what other what better way to live? Like everything is Gucci for you. And I know it's like even though we have like hard times, even though we go through like things that we don't like all the time, it's a part of life. It's balanced. It's always good and bad, but just always know that you Gucci. Just keep minding your business, keep sending to your business, and it's gonna continue to pop. But you got it. You a bad bitch, and like I told Ben, and you're not lying to yourself. So I'll read this last card to you. It says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, a final thing. Oh, this can't be the same card. Oh no, damn, I'm fucking up. Oh, ha! I like this. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. The darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then he said, let there be light, and there was. You have the ability to to create. You are a god or goddess. Don't ever forget it. All right, go ahead, Jenny.
So what I got mostly is that you have the ability to walk through obstacles as if they were water. But it's this very same ability that hinders your success. We have the 6 of Wands walking into the 9 of Pentacles, and that could be like hitting a wall. And what's on the other side of that wall is the Hierophant and the 9 of Pentacles. So there's a call for you to invest a little further into yourself monetarily, because that will then let this Nine of Wands thing fall. If you want to find the worthiness within yourself, you need to first give yourself permission by monetarily investing in what it is that you so like and desire. Whether that's like taking a class, picking up a lesson, a tutor, or whatever, read something, whatever that you need to overcome this Nine of Wands wall in order to allow yourself to value the information that you have gathered up until now. So, what is it that you can do for yourself right now? Something that you've been wanting, something that's been an itch. It's probably costing you a little bit of a lump sum of money, or you know that's gonna, whatever it is kind of blocking you. Get yourself and give yourself that very thing. That's going to do you favors because, again, you have this gift of being able to walk through obstacles. It's just a matter of not looking at it as a wall. Because as Leanne was saying, you have this innate pride, power, self-assuredness that actually breaks down the obstacles for you. It's just your mind that thinks that you can't do it. And then next thing you know, you walk and you're like, oh, I walked through that like that was nothing. How did I do that? So becoming aware of that and giving yourself the value that you require to knock whatever is keeping you from taking on that teacher role, taking on that course, holding this class, holding this course. So whatever you need to do to get that for yourself is going to do you wonders. And your beauty is ever present in that Six of Wands, and it is what is tearing down obstacles for you. You're very lucky. You don't even have to do much as long as you get out of your own way and be willing to give yourself what you're afraid to put out. Exactly.
I love that.
Okay.
All right. So, keto, you're up.
Keto.
It might be keto, but I think it's keto.
Okay. What makes you beautiful? Okay, you have the sky, the death card. You have Five of Swords. And you have the Prince of Swords. So, I'm not sure if you've been struggling with some kind of negative and heavy thoughts, or there's someone or something in your environment that is holding these thoughts. It's important for you to become aware that you have an energy and an essence of life, death, renewal, and rebirth. Your energy is one that can catalyze a complete and new start, pushing you over the edge, under the edge. You have this touch, this pungent quality to you that is able to just tip the iceberg. So there's someone in your environment who's calling you, who has a call, who's needing you to answer their call. And there's a choice and a decision between life and death in this. And don't be so dramatic. Don't be so dramatic. I'm not speaking mortality. This is just life and change. So your quality or your work or your beauty or your essence may show itself or manifest itself in the more darker tones of life, the ones that kind of have a twang to it. And it's okay because there's beauty in that essence.
We just talked about that.
It's what you do with it in particular. So maybe something that might seem a little fickle to you on the surface could be a lot deeper underneath, and it's up to you to kind of prod and poke and maybe draw out some of this information, which you have the ability to do. So yeah.
Okay. Got it. Let me see him. Yeah. No, the Prince of is it the Prince of Wands? Swords.
Oh, swords.
Hmm.
It's like an Aquarius sigil somewhere.
I see it on his is it on his lapel?
Yes. And then
All right. So I'm gonna read you like you make these hoes mad. You just do it. Like a lot of you guys, and when I say you hoes, I realize that I speak a different language than the rest of the world. When I say you hoes, I'm not speaking of maybe a specific individual, but just generally in life. Like you make the Mr. Smith, the Mr. and the Mrs. Smith of the world. You make the people, the energies that try to come against you, like light beat darkness every time when it comes to you, if that's another way to put it. Because you're just you. Like it's people what you do effortlessly, people try to do, or like nah, just fuck that. Nah, what you do effortlessly, people try to do. So that's the beauty. You have natural talent and natural knacks for anything. And don't be ashamed of that. Don't feel bad. Like one of the things about me is I just stepped into my inner nerd. I'm a hot nerd. And I like a part of me was like ashamed of this, like because I'm intelligent. I'm a nerd. I like smart stuff. So I don't want to I don't want to make anybody feel bad because I know smart stuff. I don't want to talk down to them or anything like that. It's not that. It's okay to step in your power and be one of my biggest things is I always tell people I'm not above but equal. So you can help people and still be, as you would say, divine. Divinity is not a greater than or less than. It's a understanding. I hope that makes sense. And because you're that, you are transformative. Like I tell people, I'm a walking trigger. I don't mean to trigger you, but who I am as a person, because I live in my truth, triggers you. Keep fucking living in your truth. Don't if you trigger people, they trigger. That ain't got shit to do with you. They don't got nothing to do with you, my girl. Fuck them. Fuck anything in your life that is triggered by your very, as New Age Jah would say, energy signature, my girl. Bitch, you writing in cursive. Your energy signature is in cursive, and it got sparkles, and it's pink, and it's beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. So don't give up on that. Don't stop being that. Don't stop doing that. And you look good doing it. I don't know if I'm always talking to Libras, but I could tell I like the detail. So I got that Virgo in there. So that detail is I can see in that Prince of Swords, that nigga was together. He was soft. And I'm not talking swords. He was soft. You know what I'm saying? So stay like that. Stay that way. That's what makes you beautiful. Keep living in your essence. Keep living in your divinity, and don't worry about anything else around you. You protect it, and just keep going, dog. All right. So, oh wait, it wasn't my turn. All right. So we got Liz. The energy. So it's my turn to do Liz. So I got the Sun card for Liz. I got the Four Voices.
Oh,
right. I know. Doesn't this deck fuck you up?
Okay.
Right. And I got the World card.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then I have, I got my Jesus card. So all of these cards, they make me happy. So you make people happy just off rip. Like every time I see these cards, I smile. It's not a card that I saw and I was like, well, maybe, or I need to think about it. Like, people don't think about your greatness. It just is. And like, you're just your son. What's a sunny day? Hey, without you, motherfuckers it's just another 24 that passes by when you're not around, baby girl. Like, you light up people life. You light up people world. And look, and like, this bitch relaxing, and you just like, and you feel good doing it. Like, cause you know that's her purpose. She just cool and she relaxing. She's so relaxed. She got her eyes closed and it still beams of sun coming out her shit. She turned. And she, even when you sleep and you changing these whole lives, you changing the world in your sleep. You don't gotta do nothing. You just gotta rest. God say your presence is enough. So I'm gonna read this last card for you. It says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Don't this bitch look like she got a sound mind? It looks sound to me. All right, I'm sorry. All right, go ahead. These are the cards, Ja. Trying to get the whole little. So we got the 4 voices. We got the sun, and then we have the world.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. So it's really interesting because what I get from you is a 4 or quadruple archetypal energy or archetypal energy that flows through you or that is you. So you are of 4, almost like, I want to say, like masters or senseis in the spiritual realm. You've like split yourself in 4 in some way, within 4 different areas of mastery, and these 4 different voices speak to you and through you. It's interesting because you didn't know you were the sensei, you didn't know you were the master, and you've been positioning yourself as a student, speaking to them as if you didn't know you were speaking to yourself 4 times, broken up 4 times. I mean, it's amazing with this 5th quality. I know that it's very cliche to say you come here and you have a split duality, but no, like, you have like a 4 archetypal split energy, and it's very interesting because it talks only to you, but what you do with it is you can do anything with it. You don't even have to do anything with it. It's for you to experience solely. So this beauty and this essence that is of your higher mind, higher self, mastery, there's an essence of mastery within you, and it flows. And maybe the idea that you aren't always quite aware of it is what adds to the sweetness and the edge of that kind of innocence and beauty. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So we have Always Dream. I appreciate her. She follows me on Instagram, and she's always a sweetheart. So you got her.
Okay, I need to drink something first.
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe you drink water a lot and you stay really hydrated, or you have like some really glowy, dewy skin, but like you're beautiful. And if that's not already happening, you can easily have that. Just amp up the water intake a bit. It's in the flush. I feel like you've been working on like an attitude problem or like an attitude adjustment, or like you've been kind of just saying you don't want this aspect of yourself anymore. You're like, there's something in there that you're like, I'm just kind of done with that. I don't really want it. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like how that's going on. Like, I'm just over that. And so there's an aspect of yourself or an aspect of your thinking or something, a programming, a chip, maybe a personality or a persona that wasn't even yours. It was playing like a broken record disc in the back of your head, and you've decided that no longer more water is going to push that out, because I can see it sitting there a little bit, a little bit there. Yeah, excuse me. That happened for a couple of reasons. You have the devil there. So yeah, there's that little bit of a blockage I was speaking of. Sorry. But then you have the Four of Wands, which is mastery, overcoming your obstacle, overcoming an addiction, this negative quality, this kind of like pet peeve thing that is almost a little self-defeating, but it's a habit that you've learned and it wasn't ever really yours. That, whatever that is, I think you're just discovering it. You're coming upon that. And so you're soon, if not going to be soaring with a level of freedom that you've never expected. The Knight of Wands is a quick energy, comes and goes, flirtatious. Flirtation, temptation. You must have a really sensual energy, a really attractive, luscious energy. Whoa, you're spicy cakes. And this really, really makes you very attractive, and you own it. You've owned it. And if you haven't, you're on your way to mastering it. It's like a darker, kinky domination. I'm in control. I've got it. You like it. It's seeping. It's here. It's fire. It's hot.
She said she got Mars and Scorpio.
Does she?
Yeah, she just
Oh, yeah. Oh, there. That. And it's not always seen, but it's definitely felt. It's like your secret superpower, and you know you emanating this. You're like, you don't even know what's gonna hit you. You don't even know what's coming. So yeah, that's a very strong essence and quality, and that's quite the power to hold. But I see you stay lighthearted with it. You don't take it over the edge or to the head or anything. You got this. Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
That's a beauty I want. That's like a beauty like we all want. We're all trying to get, we all want that spicy hot tamale. But
Yeah.
like you look at her and you're like, but she's like dripping it, and she's like not even looking your way. She's looking the other way. But you're like, hot.
I love that. I love it. What a read. All right, you gotta show me the cards, Jack.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Feel like I'm reading.
Okay, so we have Four of Wands. Oh wait. First it was the Devil.
Okay.
Then it was Four of Wands. And then it was Knight of Wands.
Okay. So I'm so salty because we just got talking about your Mars and Scorpio. So like my head is is automatically a pervert. It just is. So like first off, that Mars and Scorpio, like my milkshake brings all love always to the yards. Their life is better than yours. It probably is. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to put my coins that it is. And it's so funny because I see you and it doesn't look like it. Them be the ones. So there's that. Also, like Josh said, like you're exploring your dark side, you're exploring your shadow, you're seeing what that is, you're realizing that it's not as bad as just like when people say their shadow side, people get like they think the big bad boogeyman, but you like, oh, especially with that Mars and Scorpio, you're like, I like it here. But like I said, I would say you have to be careful with that, but you don't have to because she said you're good with it. But that's the thing that intrigues you. So the more that you lean into the good and the bad, because I like to say anything in excess is poison. So any too much good is bad for you and too much bad is good for you. There must be a balance. And so I feel like you're now coming into balance with that shadow side, with that Mars and Scorpio. You're starting to explore who you are, and that is bringing you to full alignment with you, with your beauty. Once you get that, like you see how the chick, she's standing up in the ice skates, but she on skates, and it look like she on ice skates and not regular rollerblades, and that's hard to stand up on, and she has that other leg up. That's balance. And it's like if you put the cards towards each other, like if you put the devil in front of her, it's just like she's balanced in front of that. So it's like she found her balance within that. And that's what make you pop. That's your beauty. That's your fire. You're like, that's the thing. Like, the more you lean into, the more you grow, the more you get rid of those blockages and you lean into who you are and you find that balance in between the good and the bad and you hold steady. You see how she holding her ground? This bitch look like she on her toes with all of her weight on the front of her leg, and she looked like, and by her doing this, by having this balance, you see the dove in the background. She giving folks hope. And if we go to this, what is this? The wands card. You see how people smiling when they see you, when they see the good and the bad, when they see the balance, you make them smile. You give them the oomph to keep going. That's your beauty. So the more you grow, the more you keep growing, the more you inspire the world, the more you give it hope. So keep fucking growing. Keep leaning into who you are and how you are, and stand firm in it. And keep making it look as easy as you make it look, sunshine. All right. I feel like that was a sermon. All right. So I got Chia. All right. This is one of my favorite cards as well. It doesn't appear like if we go to traditional tarot, it's not a good card, but not this one, the next one. But I can't wait to read it for you. So we got the Empress.
Who is this for? I'm sorry.
This is for Chia, CHEA. That's what I call him. Nate, like Nate Starflyer. Like I love this. I love him. He's awesome as well. So I got the Empress. I got the Seven of Voices. Jesus card, and the Four of Wands. A king and queen knows balance, and it's a lot of shadow attributes in this conversation tonight. But I think if we're tying everything to beauty, I think true beauties know the balance. They recognize their good. If we're talking, they recognize their good and their bad, and they know how to maneuver safely within both. It's when you don't know these things is when they can corrupt you the very, very, very most. When you're aware of them, then you can manage them. I tell people all the time that I'm friends with my shadow. And so you have a healthy balance in who you are. You know what you don't deal with, and you know what you deal with. You have strong boundaries, and you stand firm in them. And people know, like it's in your energy, it's in your essence. Like, one of my things about this card is, like, I look at everything. So when I read my tarot, pictures are important to me. A lot of people read tarot for different reasons or different things, but this bitch is sitting outside in the middle of the forest with, like, it draped up and dripped out with a crown. Ain't nobody around her. She don't give a fuck if people see her or not see her, no matter what the fuck she is. The fucking animals know that he or she is a king or queen, an empress. Much more powerful than a king. She's not asking for anybody. She's not looking for praise. She just like, bitch, I'm here. Okay, whatever. And I think that's you. Like, you are okay in you. Whatever you are, whatever you're doing, however you are, you don't look for that outside validation. And that's okay. A lot of people feel like that may not be okay. Like if I don't get validation from the outside, then am I sadistic, or do I think I'm too much? No. Like you love yourself enough to love yourself. And you don't need the love from anybody. Like, in Louisiana, we have something called land yap. Land yap is the overage. It's anything in excess. It's like if you go to McDonald's and they give you French fries outside the cart, that's land yap. Like, your self-love, like anybody who comes in and affirms what you already know about yourself is like fries outside the cart. It's like, I already knew that. And that's okay. Don't feel bad about that. A lot of people tend to. You have a solid foundation. You worked hard to get what you got and to be who you are. Don't ever let nobody come in and knock that shit down. Because people will try. If we go back to beauty and us being beautiful, the more beautiful that we are, the more things that want to intercept our beauty. So stand firm in who you are. Like, the universe is working with you. Everything is working with you. I feel like it's the 4 1s. You got 4 1s. So if somebody come in, distract you, break 1 1, you got 3 fucking more. You powerful, and know that that's your beauty. All right. Oh, and I gotta read my Jesus card. And It says, don't live down to expectations. Go out and do something remarkable. All right, John.
Okay, I mean I got so much from it, but initially what I got is the chariot. So you have an energy or an essence that's very in control, and you do not wait for anything or anyone to take you there. When, how, you have an energy that allows you to pick up and go and get it done and do what it is that you want. There's an autonomy to you. You know how to separate yourself from the crowd. You know yourself, and you are very well driven. You have a great sense of direction. And I believe that you've done a great job up until now. For I can see you as a prime example of a wife. You have an energy that's emanating wife and like child. So I'm not sure if you're trying to call this in. If you're not, I'd be wary, because the energy and the essence is in your aura and you're just about there. So imagine life saying it's time. It's time. And if you are already these things, then it's time for you to step into your receptive maternal role a little more. Allow yourself to get comfortable with life just a bit. Lay back a little, lean back a little, put your foot up. You have the cushion, you have the quality that you need. Um, just sit back and allow yourself to either enjoy it or have it come to you, because it's there. Someone wants to give it to you. You've got it. You've birthed it. You've created it, and it's there. So if you want to manifest it, it's in your aura and it's ready to come in. It's ready to enter. And from what I can tell, you've driven yourself here. And if you're shocked, you shouldn't really. You shouldn't really. The only thing that you should be shocked about is that, like, you really did it and you knew where you were going and you got there. So yeah, good for you.
All right. So that was all of our people who won opportunities. Thank you so much, Jai, for um, indulging me. So, plot twist. One, we are going to finish. I'm going to interview you for a little bit more. But while we interview, I am going to shuffle cards for you. You cannot read for me. You have to just take this blessed read and just take it. I am open to receiving. Oh, did she cut? Did she listen? I know she didn't cut off on me. I'm gonna see. I know she's salty. I know she just cut off by mistake. But hey, I want to take this time to shout out Esco until she gets back. I want to take this time to shout out Esco and tell him how much I appreciate him. I want to take this time to shout out the Peace Dealer. And tell him how much I appreciate him. I want to shout out everybody on Mystical Illuminations and tell them how much we appreciate them. Thank you.
Did you see that? My shadow side was like, nah.
I was like, did she hang up on me?
No, that wasn't me. That was like, nah, that's kidding.
I was like, no worries. We're gonna I had to do some shout outs anyway. So
okay, cool.
So I'm gonna shuffle and we're gonna continue talking. So one, I just really want to say before we get back into our interview, I appreciate you just taking the time. You know how I feel about time. Time is the most valuable currency that humans have, and I appreciate you taking all the time to speak life into people. I think a part of beauty is when we speak life into humans, and we don't do that enough. Like the card said earlier, God spoke and there was. And so when you speak into people, the mind is a very fragile thing. It's I told you I'm a nerd, I'm a scientist. So like literally you program your brain like you program computers. And so especially being a projector, you understand that on a different level. So it's very important to me, the words that I choose, the words that I speak, the words that I do, because I want to always, always, always speak life into people. It's one of the most important things because I've been at a place where life wasn't spoken into me and I had to speak it into myself.
Mm.
So the moment I spoke it into myself, I realized how powerful I was, and I realized how powerful words were. And I chose you for this one because you let spirit guide you. So I knew that when we spoke life into these people, because I knew this was something that I wanted to do. I had it planned that it would be from an authentic place. And like you said, energy has a signature. So it couldn't lie when we did this thing. It was the most authentic thing to ever be, to be done. So I appreciate you for that. So with that being said, all right. So let's talk about
Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
you're very, very
No,
welcome.
I'm honored to be here with you, and I'm excited, and I'm so ready to be carried by your energy. I love that I can be carried by your energy. I mean, not to like say this, but it's not very easy to like lift me and whisk me away. And you're over here like, come on, John. You like whisk me. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I like this. I mean, that shows a lot of power, a lot of strength, and a lot of confidence. And
I
I'm
appreciate
really enjoying it.
Oh yay, good. I'm excited about that. I'll be honest with you. I'll have a moment of truth with you. All of these I haven't been nervous. But for you, I was nervous because I admire you, so I wanted to impress you. I wanted to be like, okay, like all the people between you and Mike, it's certain people in my life that couldn't tell me shit. But it's certain people in my life, if they ever came and told me they were disappointed in me, I would be disappointed in myself. And I put you in that group, and I appreciate you. I admire you just that much. So I appreciate
Thank you, baby. I'll never dishonor you, and that's for sure. We'll keep it at that.
So, as per beauty and just life, and we're gonna just be basic. We're gonna be basic bitches. I do basic bitch conversation every now and then. We're gonna be basic. As per mental health, how like I have this saying: if you look good, you feel good. How do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
Well, definitely, that definitely goes or jumps right into the scene aspect of what I think beauty is. And I think beauty can easily be manifested or cultivated through cleanliness,
Mm,
through thorough cleanliness.
it's thorough versus the neighborhood, so I
Like
love you said thorough.
thorough, like we're conscious of how we're caring, we're conscious of how we're preparing, we're conscious of our being, we're conscious of ourselves. This all goes into tidiness. Cleanliness
It's next to
is
godliness.
next to godliness because it shows an honoring of the self. It just shows how good you feel about yourself. And cleanliness can make anybody look good. Anyone can come up pulling up with a fresh fit, a fresh outfit, but yet their hygiene routine is not on point. So now it's a little wrecked. Then there's someone who comes with like a holy shirt and some jeans on, but their cleanliness is through the roof, and you're like, damn, this is a beauty. There's a beauty being emitted here, and it's because I'm seeing that you take care of yourself. I'm seeing that you care about yourself. I'm seeing that you care about how the other is interacting with you. You're caring to imbue me with your essence of beauty, your quality of self. It's a respect for you and for me. It's a respect. And so I think beauty can easily be shown and cultivated just by the way you take care of yourself completely.
So it's interesting that you say that. One of my exes, I like it was a love-hate relationship, but he taught me so much about life. And he said cleanliness is next to godliness. I was dirty, not because but it is if we go to the as above, so below.
Mm-hmm.
I was dirty because I was dirty, if I'm being
Mm-hmm.
honest. But not that I wanted to, like, not that I woke up this morning and it was like, I'm dirty, like it was an unaware dirty. And like you said, if we go back to the conversation, you said it kind of triggers us. He triggered me a lot because he told me I was dirty. I was like, fuck you, bitch, you dirty. But the reality was, guess what? I was dirty. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I was God, but didn't know I was. So I wasn't acting like one. I wasn't behaving like one. Now I can't like my house. I had to wake up this morning and clean my house. And it's not to say if you have a dirty house, you're not godly, but
No, yeah, for sure. You
it's
can be messy and disenchambled and whatever, because we need to live life. We need to create, and creativity is messy. It's disastrous. The feminine is disastrous in herself. Clothes, shoes, whatever, like whatever. That's fine. We're talking about the attention and detail that you place upon having your place clean. So like no grudge under your nails, like you're brushing and you're flossing, your hair is brushed, there's no boogers in your eyes. I have like a little skin tag that's like genetic, but like just you clean your ears multiple times a week, like things like that. You care about what you smell like, you care about if your hair is smelling okay, like you care about your clothes, and you can go into the creases and you're nicely ironed, and you've put thought into your clothing, and you take care of your clothing, and you wash the it's just, it's very, I guess it's Virgo. I'm Virgo moon, so I value these things, having it in my second house. But I think that's like a universal thing. Like if you take care of yourself and it shows, that makes you 10 times more attractive.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it wasn't, I didn't love myself. I was always clean as like take a bath and all of that stuff, but it was just my house or things like that. It was just little like the Virgo, like you said, the Virgo details of it. It wasn't on the other the details of it wasn't that. And but I found that even as per when I took care of myself maintenance wise, I attracted another vibration of people.
Right.
That beautiful begets beautiful, if that makes sense.
Right. And but hygiene can go beyond also that physical cleanliness, that goes about your daily thought processes and how you feel about yourself and others, because you can look beautiful and be immaculate, but your thought process is dirty or tainted. And just because other people don't know about it and it's not visible, it's visible through the aura, it's visible through the energy field. So that's not, you can mask it with a smile, but not really.
But not really.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, God. Like, don't come around me with your dirty ass energy. I work too hard to clean my fucking energy. That's where I'm at. And I kind of have that lack mentality because I feel like I don't want to be like, hey, I'm too good for your dirty, but nah, fuck that. Don't bring your dirty energy around me.
Sure.
I work too hard to clean it.
Yeah, and I mean, you can say that without saying it, because once you put up energetic boundaries, that person will become resistant to your energy. Something will repulse them. So keeping your thoughts clean, clear, and aware will be a natural repellent to energies like that. But like we talked about earlier, we're not all perfect. Sometimes we let our guards down and we're susceptible to these energies. And then sometimes we gotta take one for the hit for the team, one for the team. But then other times we just gotta know, like, wait, hold on a minute, this is not going anywhere.
So really quickly, you said energetic boundaries, and then after you answer this question, I'm gonna read for you, and we're gonna head out for the night because I know it's getting late, and I gotta get up in the morning, and I know you got the babies. What is it? And I'm asking. Usually, I ask intriguingly and know the answer, but I really don't. So you're going to teach me, like you've been teaching me all night, but I'm asking because I'm genuinely like I want to know, like, because it's a new reality. An energetic boundary. What is that? What does that look like? What does that feel like?
It's more like it's your energetic boundary is touched or stimulated once you're having an emotional reaction to an encounter.
Ooh. So how would you say? Okay, so that registered because you just said something real thick, real deep. So I had so I've had an emotional reaction to an encounter. So what is an okay? I didn't like that reaction. What is that energetic boundary look like? Well, how does that?
Well, it's kind of like it's like, so it's almost like the movies where there's like a house that has like a high security system and there's like that blue like bulb over the house, or that like line on the ground in the museum and you trip over it and it's like, meow, meow, like it just starts going ham. That. So you, in order to strengthen your boundaries, you're attacking or addressing that. And how you handle that and rearrange that automatically puts your boundaries in place. It's not something that you need to do outside of yourself. It's dealing with that tripped up emotion. But you can put yourself in a position where you're consciously strengthening these boundaries by using visuals, energetic works, meditation work, using color, using your imagination. You can do something outside of yourself as an open-eyed meditation to create a boundary around you, until you become aware and feel safe enough to work within that. And once you become secure in who you are and how you are, as your aura and essence is around you, then you can kind of play with that and make it bigger, make it larger, make it grander. You could also do that if you're in a more downer, Debbie Downer spirit. Like we know that cartoon with the character that has the cloud over its head with the rainstorm and everyone can see it. When
Yeah.
it's only like raining on that one.
Yeah.
So like you can expand your energy to affect others negatively as well. It's like, how deeply do I want to feel this feeling? Or how deeply do I really want to express myself? And this is from a heart center. And it doesn't have to be out loud either. It's just something, a fire and a fight that you have to feel within. And the more you it, the more it pushes out of you. You know what I mean? And this is why sometimes we have to get angry in order to make shit happen. In order to get up and get moving, get motivated, because we're taking that energy and we're pushing it out of us like we're steaming because we've had enough. And we can do that with confidence. We can do that with asserting ourselves. We can do that gently. You know what I mean? But with the same oomph from within. But the energy signature is different. So that would be your coding. If you would, you can code it based on your emotional body. And again, if that's not your avenue, you can do visual work, you can do sound work, you can draw a picture, you can put whatever it is that you need to do to signify that for you. And that's a good place to start.
I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this gonna be, listen, I know, because I understand how you think, this gonna be the most basic ass bitch hype you up ass reading that you're gonna get, and just take it and just take it. I know, because you're not used to that shit. Just take it. Let somebody gas you up, okay? And you saw me shuffle the cards in front of you, but this my gift, and
Okay,
I don't have money, I don't have nothing, but I got my gift, so I'm gonna bless you with my gift.
I'll receive it.
All right, and so first card, I pulled some oracle cards for you. I got just say yes. I think these cards are beautiful, and I think they're a reflection of your energy. You have a soft, pretty energy. Everybody don't have a pretty energy, but you're beautiful on the inside, but you have a pretty energy. And I love this card for you. And I haven't even started reading yet. I'm just showing you the cards. It says Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding light, laying foundations, divine path, divine plan. So what we're doing right now in this very moment is supposed to be happening. We're in the right place at the right time.
Amen.
So I love this card. A Drake song comes to mind. This is the 5 of inspiration. I'm my only competition, so I'm battling with myself. That's this card. That's what that card is for me. So I got some kinky shit on this card, so I'm gonna have to pray on it before I read for you. But it's the 8 of voices. This is so crazy. So the Sun card. And then I got 2 Jesus cards for you, and then I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles for you, And then I have the Four of Cups. I felt like you leaned into that one. This what this Four of Cups look like. And then I got the Two of Swords from the new version deck. All right, so I gotta let these hoes cook for a minute. So while I let them cook, you got anything you want to say to the people, or you wanna just take?
No, I'm just really happy to be here. It's like I just want to be present and here.
All right, so take off all of it's just me and you right now, okay? I'm my only competition, so I'm battling with this stuff. Whatever mirror, like bitch, I can look in the mirror outside. I can look in the mirror in your house. I can look in the mirror in the sky. No, I can't. No, everywhere I look, I'm a bad bitch. It's sickening. I know it's sickening. Everywhere I look up, I look down, I look all around. I'm still bad. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like. This Eight of Voices is just like it's hard for you to just take this shit right now, but you like side note, you into that shit. That's what you like. You want somebody to just make you take that shit. Just take it. Enjoy it. Nobody ever just made you enjoy it, but you enjoy it. You live in that. That's really, if we talking about the dark side, that's really where you're free. But again, we have that. Even with these cards, I love it because you have pure dark and you have pure light. You are a true balance of what it is. You got the dark and the light sitting right next to each other. Like, I ain't said, the card said. You can see it. Like you are the epitome of balance, and it's so funny because we got this Two of Swords right here, and I think of that as Libra. I think of that as Venusian. I think of that, and we Venus and Gemini, and that's what you are right now. So I feel like it's just like, bitch, I'm here, and I'm square, and I'm there, and I am what I say I am. I show I am. I really ain't got to tell you. I probably won't ever tell you, but I know you see it. I know you fucking see it. Bitch, I see it. I see it everywhere I look. I see it up, down, all around. And that's who you're supposed to be. That's who you're destined to be. That's all a part of God's plan. It's in the cards. I ain't said you see this in the cards. It says seeding light, land foundation, divine plan. So for you to be right here, right now, getting this, your spirit fed, getting this life spoke into that ass. It's supposed to be. Because when you get life fed into you, you're able to help other people. And just say yes. Don't fight it. you know you like it. Just say yes. Just be like, you know what, God, I'm open to receiving this blessing. I'm open to receiving this love. I'm open to receiving this life that's being spoken to me. Stop fighting it. Get out of that lack mentality and be like, yes, God, I take what you are giving to me because you know what, I fucking deserve it. I'm a queen, bitch. What do you? Thank you, God. I recognize. I accept your anointing. I gotta. Listen, matter of fact, it's so funny. So shout out to Ben. Ben made me, so he was talking about us in one of my, in the neighborhood. I made a video and he said, in Clash of the Titans, he said, me, you, and Valentine remind him of the three fates in the Clash of the Titans. I'd never seen the Clash of the Titans, so I went and actually watched it last night. So when I watched it last night, there was a quote in it, and it is literally what I feel like these cards are. It says a divine gift should never be questioned, simply accepted. I'll say that again. A divine gift should never be questioned, simply accepted. So with that, I say, take this bad, basic, bitch ass blessing because you deserve it. And you work hard, and you are all the things that you think you are. So whatever you think, if you're too much, you're too much. If you're not enough, you're not enough. But you are perfectly imperfect, and take that. God made you the way you are so that you can help the people around you just merely by being you. All right. So with that being said, so one, this is so crazy because I think this isn't it. Okay, so I thought this was my favorite card, but it's one of them. Okay, so I'll read my last Jesus cards to you, and you dress good. If we going just basic shit, bitch, you a star, like you a fashion. These hoes, you a trendsetter. Like no matter what you do, And I love, like, listen, I love fashion, and so that Venus Gemini. Like, you could hike it up with some J's, or you could put on some fucking sexy lingerie. But at the end of the day, even with the sexy lingerie, people know not to try you because they know you're a queen, bitch. This is what, look, don't touch my boy, my boy. All right, so I'm gonna read these cards to you. It says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by it, by the renewing of your mind, that you prove what is good and acceptable and the perfect will of God. And then it says, this is my commandment. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord, God is with you wherever you go. So that was my little read to you. You deserve it. I appreciate you.
You know what? That was really amazing. You're over here making me feel like heartfelt. And you know what? Like, you're right on time, because today I had to do a meditation because there's something that's just been worrying me. And I know that I needed to sit down and just talk to God. And today he really, really sat there and he was like, just give it to me, pour it on to me.
Mm.
And that required me to open up my heart center, to just open this up and to open up the solar plexus, like almost like my whole like chest area, like open it up, Janice, and feel. Let me get what you're trying to give me, and let me and take what I'm trying to give you.
Mm.
And so you just reenacting that whole moment with this whole heart chakra stretch. Is like, God. Okay.
You survived the roller coaster ride. I told
See
you.
that? I was like, geez, wow, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
very, very welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jai, for your time. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
everything. All right. So before we go, do you have any last advice that you would just want to say? If you could give a life-changing Martin Luther King statement on beauty and mental health, what would it be?
What it would be is to not be afraid to stand in your power, meaning don't be afraid to show, like, be exactly who it is. It might be scary, it might be intimidating, it might confuse others. They might want to debate with you, but don't be afraid to fight for the power that you know that you should be standing in. If you know intrinsically or internally you have a right to something, you have a right to express something, to feel something, to be something, to represent that, be that, represent it, and push yourself into it furthermore. Because what happens is we tend to weaken when we cower right at that threshold when
Mm.
coming into the power. Because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, because I need a lot of room here. And if you need more room energetically, take up more fucking room. If your aura needs to stretch the fuck out, bitch, fucking stretch that shit the fuck out. Let it fucking stretch. And if people fucking roll over while you're fucking stretching, be like, oops, sorry. And then that's about it. And then keep fucking going. Because then you're going to see other motherfuckers stretching with you like, it feels mad good, right? And you're like, yeah, so that's who you want to rock with. And so, yeah, that's what I got.
I appreciate you, Jai. Listen, beauty is so one of my favorite movies is Beauty and the Beast. Anybody who knows me knows how much of a nerd I am for that movie.
It's my childhood favorite.
That makes sense. Like my little brother literally just bought me the movie. Like, and beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. So if you get nothing else, if you want to fast forward to the end, listen, beauty ain't got nothing to do with what you look like on the inside. And we tried to get that dick to you 100,000 different ways just so you that it wasn't just that one thing. It's not just that one thing. We don't just do missionary. We go all around, and that's beauty. That's beauty. Beauty is so much more than skin deep. And in order to mental health maintenance, Jai told you, if this ain't clean, nothing else is clean. So understand what that means for you and your mental health. What that look like, how you could keep that in check, and once that in check, everything else will fall in fucking place. Beauty is important, but not in a way that you would probably think. With that being said, shout out again to Mystical Illumination. Shout out to everybody on our fucking team. Shout out to everybody in the motherfucking chat. Shout out to Esco. Thank you for coming through with the hot fire. A lot of six God worshiping. Thank you to the motherfucking peace dealer, and thank you, Janice. I appreciate you.
Thank you, mommy. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
And with that being said, we out of this beach. We'll talk.
Bye.
Be on the lookout for our next pop-up shop.